there was this exhaustive study done of 31 countries around the world that took into account things like download speeds, average cost of data, the number of free Wi-Fi hotspots, the number of restaurants with free Wi-Fi and 5G coverage. And the top city was actually London. So London beat out Tokyo and Paris in the top three there. They were found to have the second most free Wi-Fi hotspots, the most restaurants with free Wi-Fi, a decent amount of 5G coverage as well, and also pretty respectable speeds when it comes to downloading and uploading. So if you're a tourist in Paris, you're going to be well connected. Unfortunately, no Australian city made the list. There was a top 10 list that I published on Tech Guide. There was only one US city as well, interestingly. It's New York City was the only American city to make that list. And I think there were 4 Asian countries as well out of that top 10. But yet London is the number one internet-friendly city in the world.
Why aren't we on that list? Why aren't we internet-friendly?
I think several factors. I think the cost of our internet, in previous studies that I've seen, our cost is actually quite high relative to other countries around the world. Our 5G coverage probably isn't as widespread as others as well. The number of free Wi-Fi hotspots and restaurants with free Wi-Fi is also a little bit lacking. I think just the size of our cities as well, we just can't compare in size to some of these other cities. So we can't really rank in terms of those free Wi-Fi hotspots. And hopefully, though, our 5G coverage will improve. That is improving all the time. That'll get us higher up on that list next time.
Let's hope so. And Stephen, a lot of people have been absolutely smashing Netflix while in lockdown during the pandemic restrictions. Which countries get the best and the worst value, and how do we fare here in Australia?
Yeah, this is you're right. Netflix has had plenty of time in my household, and I'm sure in yours and everyone else's as well. We've been watching a lot of content while we can't go to the movies and go out. But yeah, this is this amazing study that they've done of all the countries where Netflix is available, and they did a study on the size of Netflix libraries, the cost of subscription. They've also compared that to the average monthly income in that particular country, and they've broken all that down. And Australia's actually fared really well. Australia is in the top 5 countries for best value. So in terms of cost against the number of titles in the library, Australia came in at number 5, which is pretty respectable. But in terms of the affordability, Australia is actually number 2 in the world, because the cost of a subscription as a percentage of our monthly income was the second lowest on that list. So we're getting plenty of bang for our buck here in Australia when it comes to Netflix, even better than the US in some cases, because our cost of subscription against the number of titles that we have access to, there's more than 5,300 titles we have access to on Netflix in Australia. Compared to our average subscription, the percentage of our income is quite low that we have to spend to watch Netflix. So we're getting a pretty good deal. The best deal, though, if you're living in Colombia, apparently that's the best bang for your buck. You're going to get the most affordable and one of the best values in the world. But I'm happy to stay right here in Australia. We are getting a pretty decent deal when it comes to Netflix.
Yes, certainly are indeed. Second on the list there, Stephen. And finally, there's been some speculation over the past few months. But finally, Sony has unveiled its new PlayStation 5 gaming console. When do we expect it to go on sale?
Yeah, this is a big one. Expect this. Hopefully this hasn't been affected by the coronavirus. Hopefully they're predicting December this year, so Christmas. This could be a request for the Christmas stocking this December. The PlayStation 5 is the first release of a PlayStation unit since 2013. That's when the PlayStation 4 was released, so it's been a long time coming. They made the reveal, and it showed that there will be 2 units available. There'll be a digital-only version, so there will be no disc slot in that one, so it's just purely digital. You stream your games, download your games. There will be another, perhaps probably more expensive model, which will have a 4K Blu-ray disc player inside it, but that will also be able to play all the previous PlayStation 4 games as well. So it is backwards compatible. So if you've got a massive library of PlayStation 4 games, both of these new consoles, the disc digital only and the disc version, will be able to play them. Now, the question is, though, how much is this going to cost? Sony haven't revealed the price. I suspect it's going to be quite high. The specs of the new machine are very, very impressive. There's also a range of new accessories, so a new controller that will give you all these different haptic feedback and ways to interact with the game even further. There'll be even a way to share your content that you create playing the game a little bit more easily as well. They're even going to have a pair of headphones that are noise cancelling, charging stations. So expect this to be a pretty big deal when it's released, hopefully by the end of this year. If not by then, it'll be probably early 2021. But I'll be one of the first to line up to get this. I'm a big PlayStation fan.
No, I bet you are. Well, as you said, the last one was 2013, so a long time coming. And Stephen, I have to say, you are invited back to the box, aren't you, to watch the Rabbitohs take on the Titans at Bankwest Stadium this afternoon?
That's correct. Yes, I'm very excited. I've been invited to Bankwest, and I'm really looking forward to this. First time I've been to the football in 3 months, so it's going to be great to be back cheering on my mighty Rabbitohs.
All right, love to hear how it goes next Saturday. I'll have a look on your Instagram as well. You send some great pictures there, but have fun, enjoy. All right,
Will do. Thanks, Joni.